Oh, summer is approaching and the animals at the zoo are getting antsy for a visit. Good news, you don't have to wait much longer.
No, we're bringing the zoo to you today in the CI Living studio for Critters Uncaged. Here now is Scovill Zoo, our Assistant Director Ken Frye, and some of his little friends. Who did you bring, Ken? These are a beautiful little goats.
Yeah, they're adorable. They're about 2 weeks old, and you have Tippy the female over there, and I have Topper, and he's the male. They're African dwarf goats. And so they're rather small, and so in our petting zoo area, a lot of the shorter goats in there are the African dwarf, and there are some taller goats in there as well, and they're Nubians. So, and we'll have a lot of little kids, little baby kids. They'll have a lot of siblings, cousins, and whatever, running around the petting zoo as well. And it's so fun when you see, 10, 15 baby goats, and they all play together, and they're jumping on rocks and logs, and it's a lot of fun.
Tell me, he looks like he had some horns here. Were those removed?
Yeah, those are his horn buds up there, and we don't let the buds grow so they don't hurt the kids in the petting area.
Right, you don't need the kids getting rammed. Right, exactly.
Okay, so what do they eat? Because I was doing a little research on goats earlier. Yeah, and it says they do not eat tin cans.
No,
Good to know.
Yeah.
What do they eat?
Well, they might like to eat the stuff out of the tin can. So that's what the goat's actually doing when they have a tin can in its mouth. It's actually licking and chewing on the stuff that was in the can. But they like grasses and hays, and we feed them alfalfa pellets, and they might go with corn once in a while, but it's mostly just the grasses and hays.
And so how old are Tippy and Topper?
They're about 2 weeks old, and goats can live up to 10 to 12 years old. Is it chewing? Yeah, they love to chew, and so a lot of times people will leave the petting zoo with little green patches on their shirts or their pants, or from the goats that like to chew on their clothes. Yeah.
Oh,
nothing like a little Walden.
Yeah, he's licking his lips. Was that tasty there, Tippy?
Maybe a little too much. So these guys are in what part of the zoo?
They're in the contact area where we have goats and cows and pigs and chickens and ducks.
And as the name would imply, people can make contact directly with these animals?
They can touch a lot of the animals, and sometimes they run away and they don't touch them, but others, they come right up to you if you have a handful of food that we sell little quarter alfalfa pellets.
They're so calm. I feel like goats go back and forth. The goats I see sometimes out there can get a little hyper. But
some, especially when you put that quarter in and turn the dial, because when they hear that the alfalfa pellets dropping, they know the food's coming.
They've been trained well.
They've learned quick.
And you've got something very exciting opening, the penguin exhibit.
Yes, we do. And we had a little tease during our booth at the zoo, but the penguins are here, and the exhibit was looking great, and so we're looking forward to letting people see the penguin exhibit and the penguins in the exhibit this coming season. And we open April 5th, which is exciting. It's just right around the corner. It's getting here faster than we feel we're ready for it to get here. But,
are these animals ready for the opening?
They are. They're ready for the opening. It's like when you walk by the wolves, they're like right up the fence looking for any kind of people to look at, and they like to people watch too. And I think the animals are ready to get out and look at things. And so we're excited about April 5th coming along.
I love the way that you said that. The wolves like to people watch. The people don't really like to be watched by the wolves, I imagine.
It's kind of funny. They like little kids will run or be near the fence, and the wolves really eye them, and they're like, "Oh, they really like my kid." Well, yes, they do. They really like your kid.
That's right. And that's why they're there, and your children are here.
And so,
Tippy is such a snuggler and a little smoocher.
Isn't that sweet? Yeah, we're going to also on the 24th is coming Monday.
Yes,
we're going to preview our penguin exhibit. So if anybody wants to come around at 1 o'clock after the noon hour, grab a bite of lunch at home and come out and see our.
Is it free? Did they get
come out and that's our big ribbon cutting and little behind the scenes looks. And so if you want to have a look at 1 o'clock next Monday morning, he's chewing on her hair now.
She is. I'm sorry, Tippy.
It's delicious.
It is. Oh, you're a good girl. Yeah, she's a good
conditioned. You should see the pictures Joe took earlier with these goats. Go to Facebook. You'll see them. They're pretty adorable. So, all right, lots going on. What's the website if people want to get more information?
Well, you can go to scovillzoo.com, and there's lots of information on there about summer camps and volunteering and lots of good stuff. So just go there and check it out.
Always something going on at the zoo if you want to get involved and see these little guys, Topper and Tippy, minus Heather's hair.
Yes.
You can do it. We're going to put a link to Scovill Zoo's website on our site at ciliving.tv. Ken, always good to have you. Thanks.
Thank you.
After the break, it's not often that you get to eat great food and help a local charity all at the same time without it costing you a fortune. We're back in the CI Kitchen for one last check-in with Piatto Cafe.
And still to come, we're taking a look back on the reconstruction